favor. This is one more, please. Welcome to Otra, por favor.
Otra, por favor.
What happened to the crowd noise?
Estaba viendo ya. Estaba abajo.
Distraction.
Distraction. Fuck it. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
Chilling.
I'm honored to have, to be able to talk about soccer, especially with friends that do have a love for the team and do share that love and, want to talk about it. Now, sometimes the results don't go the way we want it and we want to voice our opinions, which we're going to talk about today. But in the studio today, I have Alex Castillo.
What's up?
She was here in the episode, I think in the summer. I can't remember which episode, but it was a pretty good
yeah.
conversation.
Mm-hmm. I had long hair at that point.
You had long hair. I was just about to say that, but now it looks cool. it looks cool.
It.
And then next to her, I have Ismael Frausto.
¿Cómo están? Saludos.
Saludos a la banda. And then, of course, como siempre, mi compa, mi bestie, mi frenemy, Rigo.
Tanto compromiso.
So, as you guys know, Otra por favor is a media outlet where we want to talk about football, soccer, which is, soccer, life, and culture. And in the, like say, as football is a very passionate sport, and we want to share the way we feel, or how we express about a certain thing. And then the reason why I wanted to invite you guys is because you guys started a movement, which is the Wolff Out Movement, and you guys were organizing the march to the stadium before the game. And then, like, say this episode, it's more so like I want to hear, like, hey, el por qué y para qué. But also at the end of the day, have a good taste of it in their mouth, and nobody feels like fuck, like, you can't express how you feel in the place. I think the goal for soccer, for having like a team like Austin, sometimes you're vulnerable to, whenever things don't go right, like you're gonna be going through situations where, like, hey, la gente te quiere mucho, pero también tienes que darle el producto que la gente merece. So we're gonna talk about that today. Really quick, thanks to everybody that checks out our episode, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify. Our goal before June 30th is to hit 500 subscribers. We got 10 more last week, so we're at 262.
Hey.
Ahí vamos.
There you go.
And yeah, just the whole point is just to make this shit grow, like, anywhere possible. But and then like make it about, like, the community at the end of the day, So with that, before we go into talking about soccer, there was an amazing thing that happened that we talked about last week, but it was the inauguration of the mural. You were actually there. ¿Qué tal?
Yeah, I mean, we were out here for a while drinking, so we were just hanging out, and then we walked over, and everybody was already there, so it was kind of cool to just get to the place and just kind of see all our people in the community just hanging out and just enjoying the mural already, because I thought we were going to get there and they were going to pull off the robe or something, and it was like, no, everybody was just already enjoying it. There were some speakers out there, Jay, speaker from Cap Metro as well, Zaira, Gabi. I said a few words as well, but it was pretty cool. Just, I think it was cool to see the Mosaic too, because it has, like, a little bit of everyone, like, from really people that have put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it, like Gavi, to, like, people that are key to us being a community, right, and connecting, like Quesadilla, like Zaira from La Murga, that they're supporting Austin soccer since the Bold probably before. They've been doing a lot, and they're part of different communities, right? You wanted me to say, I guess, the people in there. It's Danny representing kind of like the Bombos. Yeah. Shout out to Danny McKenna. Another one of our best friends, right? Gavi, obviously. aprecio, very respected in the community, and
Un besote.
yeah,
Donde quiera que
donde
esté.
quiera que esté. Ya de haber corrido después a Guanajuato, se ha de haber ido otra vez. Quesadilla, Fátima.
¿Quién es ese güey?
Fatima representing the youth. Oh, Quesadilla too. I mean, he was a little
The
shy
youth.
about
He's
no,
in
not
shock.
Quesadilla. He was
Yeah.
like a little shy about it.
I
was
wasn't there, but
like,
to hear that he's shy.
yeah,
I think he was more in
Because,
shock.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, what's
He had
up,
his whole
man?
family there too.
Yeah.
that's good.
I don't know. He's humble. Let's say it like
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he is humble.
But yeah, back to Fatima, just representing the youth and just the youth we want to build up to kind of follow the steps in this, right, and keep this culture going. When we're not there, Gina just representing the capos, the megaphone, the excitement, the loudness of the stadium, and Saida that I mentioned already. And then there were two people that are part of Cap Metro that it was really cool to kind of see the mix of people in there, because even Cap Metro like worked so hard on the project with Jay and just supporting it. They were also part of putting together the mosaic, the pieces there. And then I helped or me and the supporter groups and whoever, right, we were helping Jay just directly connecting him to artists, connecting him to Duke, to Katie, to Zach, I believe also some of their photos are part of the mosaic. And Nico Loaiza, shout out to Nico all the way in Costa Rica.
And a surfboard.
Shooting surfers, living the dream, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, I think just those Cap Metro people being there in the mosaic, like hopefully represents a lot to them. And I think one of the things, it was just thanking our community, obviously, because hopefully the mosaic is not very focused on those people there, because we focus on them because we work with them firsthand and they're our friends too. But hopefully it means a lot of the work that we put in over all these 5 years, and that, I mean, I think Jay did a great job of just connecting with us to like help him really understand the culture and project that in his design. And like I said over there, sorry, for Cap Metro, this was kind of like the start of the metro stations, and adding to those metro stations to connect us to the whole city, hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That was a lot of talking.
It was badass. Nah, perfect explanation, Grigo. Like always, the delivery was magnificent. Con un gallo, pero magnificent.
I need a good
Salud. You didn't forget to say it. My wife always tells me, look at me in the eye when you're saying salud, motherfucker. Not 7 years of bad luck. I'm like this.
I don't have 4 eyes. I used to, not anymore.
So now we're gonna go into the football part. Is how did you guys get involved in the Austin FC football community? Let's start with Ismael, because Alex already shared hers.
Yeah.
So I want to hear from you, Ismael.
Was really, like you mentioned, right? Like soccer is such a passionate sport. Growing up, being Mexican, it's kind of like being Catholic, right? Like you gotta like soccer. Born in Mexico, raised in Austin. Never had our own team, right, of any sport. And so I think it was the MLS to ATX movement was like in 2018, 19, something like that.
19.
Yeah. We were all on board. I've got 2 boys. My oldest son now plays for a pre-MLS soccer club. So, like he mentioned, it's important to get our youth into it as well, show them the ways. And, man, it took one game at Q2, and, you're immediately hooked. So I've got to meet all kinds of wonderful people. I was telling Alex the last tailgate we had, I had my father and my mom come out to the tailgate, and my dad made a comment, because I can detach a little bit from my family.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. It just, happens.
Yeah.
But he made a comment. He's like, "Oh, I can see why you detach." Dice mi mom, pues tiene su familia aquí, pero aquí tiene otra familia.
Claro.
And like he saw it so fast, you know. Got to see the diversity of the people there and all that stuff. It's great, man. It's great. I love it. Love the city. Love the fans. Love the team.
You also have your uncle, Victor, no? That's also,
Victor.
you know,
Sí,
he's
sí, sí.
involved. I know he sits on the north end.
Yeah. So he normally sits in the north end. He's big, passionate guy too. A lot of people misunderstand him when you have a lot of passion towards it, and you know, sometimes it can come off a little misunderstanding, but it's all love. He has love for the game. That's all it is. But yeah, shout out Victor.
You also you got a chance to, like, with your family, becomes friends with Fagundes family.
Yeah.
Which is something
Well, I
that-
think the last time I mean, it's been a while since we shared a beer. I think the last time we did it was when we organized
That's right.
The farewell, kind of last minute for Diego. Man, Diego's his story, his family story, is very, very similar to ours. You know, coming here with illegally and being in this country, kind of in the shadows type thing. It's very similar. Congratulations to Diego on his citizenship. He finally got it. Same thing, you know, like me, I just got mine 3 years ago. So it's all very, very similar. Shout out to all those dreamers, those DACA people. Yeah. So.
A seguirle chingando.
Sí.
I'm staying here.
Así es.
Aquí me quedo.
Así es.
And say as you know, you're involved. I mean, we're all pretty much involved in it. Like the reason I wanted to, and we spoke about this, you know, outside of the camera, the mic, but like I know you guys, or at least we've hung out, once or twice. I've known Alex for 2 years. We become good friends. We share memes every day, every hour.
We sure do.
What do we call those? Relationships? then?
Relationships.
Share reels?
Yeah, sure is. And one thing that I say, for example, as you guys organize the Wolff Out Movement, right? It's like, it could sound like a negative thing for some people. Some people might take it as a personal thing, but it's not I don't think of it as a personal attack. It's more like the professional aspect of, okay, if it was a guy that had a company and he was doing something wrong in his company, whatever, but it's actually a guy that is doing so many things wrong, but then again represents a community. Like he's one of, like I say, if you think it as a, like in the sporting, like the sporting aspect, he's one of the guys that, like, we should be like, oh man, it's our coach and we got his back, but we haven't really seen that from him. But we're gonna go back into that a little later. But more so, like what I've seen from you guys is you guys are on the south end every game. Y siempre que los veo, you're always, early doing the listed heartbeat, tifos or banners, whatever. And it's not like you guys are just coming out of the blue with like, pinche vato que va y se chingue su madre. It's more like, there's more of a reason why you feel like a certain way. And how would you, like, say, for example, thinking of like this opinion, right, with the march, how important was it for you guys to, like, hey, like, let's do something? Because for me, I'm also a fan of people that take action, that don't just talk, that actually, you know what, I'm going to do something and y lo voy a hacer bien. Whether you have 10 people, 5 people, or you have 100 people, you're going to stick to your plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, definitely, I like you hit it right on, right? The movement isn't that we don't like this guy. It's kind of sad that 4 years in, we don't, as involved as we are, perhaps maybe just me, but I really don't know him. I've never seen him with the community. Interviews that he's been doing lately have been, like he just brushes them off like it's nothing. There's no true accountability. Not saying, hey man, take all the blame, but every now and then, it's like, hey, these are my guys. I made the wrong call whatever the case may be, it would feel good. Now, I think the last 2-3 interviews, he's been kind of saying, "Hey, shout out to the fans."
Yeah,
I think that's the first time I've
taking
heard
a shot
like
before the interview or something.
yeah. So,
Loosening up.
yeah. Okay.
We all do.
Or they're telling them, like, hey, you better say something.
Yeah. No, and so, but no, from the beginning, I me and Alex talked about it. I said, hey, man, I want to do it the Austin way, right? Love, respect, all the respect he deserves. He's such a credited guy as a player, in what he did in the past. So all respect to him. Nothing personal at all. And yeah, it was rough in the beginning, right? Like a lot of people turning their backs, like, nah, I'm Wolff Out, but I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to put a face behind this movement. I really do. To show that you got a lot of people that would say, oh, the guys in the South End, all they do is sing and chant and they don't care. And like, no, it's us. It's us who want, a little bit of change. And putting a little bit of pressure might be a good thing.
We've done it, you know.
Yeah,
winning.
I like to say we're 2-0 with our Wolff Out banner.
Yeah.
It's working.
But we'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute because those wins were great wins. But the opposition wasn't best. But we got some good games coming up.
And I think since last season, I agree, it was so frustrating just seeing his interviews. Like, it's like what he didn't really know what else to say at that point, and it was like, well, like, what do we expect at this point, right?
Yeah,
we just sit on it and we just kind of wait. So I think preseason kind of gave us a little bit of like, oh, there's something there, right? Finally, these last few games, or at least the home games, there's been something like, oh, maybe, but then we get tied or whatever. But those 2 wins have definitely made the starting the week better. As I feel, even as a community, just give us a little bit of ease.
Todos felices y contentos.
Well, it relaxes the tension a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's like there's a cramp, but we already kind of like put some icy hot on it. It's still there, but it needs to be nurtured. But there's some icy hot on it. And Alex, like for you, like I've known you for a while, like I said earlier, and you're a fun friend of mine. And like I saw you involved, like okay, this is something like, okay, if Alex is involved, okay, it's for sure. Aquí hay algo que no está bien.
Yeah. No, I just remember sitting down watching, I was in Colorado, and with my family, just showing everybody, like, even like the previews, like to hype them up of the game. And then it was the game against Orlando. And yeah, we just ended up I don't know, it was a terrible game, And I just, that was it for me. I was like, okay, we got to do something. And we had already been talking, and that one just kind of sealed it for me. Just like the performance, just everything came rushing, and I was like, all right, we got to do something. So, we ended up talking, and then we were like, all right, we got to do something. So we started with the march, wanted to make sure that people knew that there's, a lot of people that feel the same way and that there's an outlet for it. Come together. I don't know. We can talk about, what we would like for our team, what we would like to achieve. We just want a better standard.
Mm-hmm.
He's put in his time. There's a disconnect with him and the community, with Wolff and the community. So, yeah, I just think it's time that we move on.
So, like, right now, you said, it's time, right? We're winning. Things come down a bit. Do you guys feel like, okay, maybe what we do, because even like here, we both also, like last week before the game, we released the episode, and there was some, he was, we talked about him. I don't know, other media outlets are also pretty much voicing out something, but it's not something they just started talking about now. It's been, going on for so long. Do you guys feel like, okay, you know what? See, if 5 games from now, if we have, things change, how do you guys think like that would change for your perspective? Do you guys? I mean, you're gonna support the team. You guys are there, but like here towards him, like, hey, like le damos chance, or what, like still change it up.
For me, I think still change it up, honestly. Just because, ya tiene que 4 o 5 años. And I think we gave him a chance in year 2 where we were actually doing pretty well. So I think that kind of bought him some time. So, yeah, I just want something different. I just feel like he's not as invested anymore. Again, there's that disconnect. So, yeah, I want something new for the guys as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's a pill. It's a hard pill to swallow when you hear guys like Jafal and those guys when they get traded or cut. You know, those cryptic Twitter messages. You know, talking about, oh, it's fun again, or you know, heck, the whole. I don't think we'll ever understand truly the Fagundes move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there truly a disconnect there? Is there I don't know. He has to feel the authority of some kind. I'm not sure, right? You can't really speak too much about it because we're not in that locker room. But it's clear that something is up there. You hear a lot of people talk about. I have some friends, actually a sporting Kansas City fan. We talk a lot about the MLS and stuff like that, and you know, he's like, "Yeah, man, looks like the Austin FC Wolff training center is in full effect." You know, meaning he keeps forcing his son in so many different positions.
Yeah.
I think we finally found the place, right? Playing that right wing this last couple of games, he's been great in those positions. But 4 years later, like, you know, I think we've played Wolff in just about every position.
Yeah.
And he's taken so many minutes. And so, you know, would that be the case if his dad wasn't the coach, right? And so for me, I'm kind of over it, right? You wanted to develop your son. He's a great talent. He's going to be great for many years to come. But I think I'm also just ready for that change. I want to see those guys be happy again. It seems like some of these guys are so frustrated week in and week out. They can't seem to break it. Even Seba's goal, you know, that golazo de tres dedos para salvarnos, went completely against Wolff's tactics, right?
Yeah.
Shot from the top of the box, very, very rare in our tactics. So, but it was efficient, and we pulled out the win. So, yeah, I think I'm ready for that change as well.
What do you think, Rio?
No, I mean, I've said it in other episodes, but since the beginning, like I said, like, and you all know it, like, we've all invested so much time into this team and into this culture and passion, and what's the missing piece into all of that, right? Like, we could be a world-class club, like, everything that happens in the stadium, like, we need those moments of emotion to make us grow even more, and there's one thing holding us back, and it's been the coach and starting his career off, because I mean, it's fair for some teams, but I think a project this big, and maybe the ownership didn't know, like, hey, this shit's gonna be big, but we all had our eyes on something, and I think, I mean, you know, the only thing that could really change something like that is seeing the players fighting on the pitch, and that would make us all maybe shut up or whatever it is, right? But I want to see the players fucking fighting. I don't want to see what happened last year where everybody's tucking their head, can't even face the fans, clap from 100 feet away, like traveling with 150 people to Colorado, and you can't even have a captain that gathers the whole group and says, hey. But like I said it before, it's the culture of the club, and whoever's coming in to create it internally needs to let coaches, let players, let everybody know, like, hey, this place is special, and we're all going to grow together. But
yeah, and I think
if there's no accountability,
and I think it's a big movement for you. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say something to give you credit, right, for what you've done since the beginning. I know I heard, you know, people say, man, I don't know how Rigo will feel about this. He's put in so much work. He doesn't want to divide the fans, and again, man, hats off to you for everything you did since day one. But I think starting what me and Alex did, and perhaps getting podcasts and people talking about it, and hearing it from Rigo, I think we can say we did it, right?
Yeah.
Like if Rigo's talking about it and he's on board and he's open about it, because that's another thing, right? Like that was the idea, is to give people an outlet to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Right. And so no, I appreciate your support in it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't say it like I'm like trying to justify something. Like you all deserve to speak. You all deserve to say what you feel, because, like I say, the players need to know. Maybe you read something, maybe something was said, but you go in the fucking pitch and lift your head up. Like, everybody's there, right? Like, there's people that are frustrated. That's people that are trying to put that frustration into supporting the team and letting it all out. So nobody comes and silences our stadium, right? Like, there's different takes, but everybody in the community, it's all valid, right? Like, that's what the club needs to see. They keep throwing that number, another sold-out match, right? Like, but it is important to have everybody feel heard as well. But the message really needs to get to them, right? Like, people are unhappy. What are we waiting for? And how are we going to make sure the stadium stays full and that our winning streak our sold out streak is like, what are they going to say after, right? Like, once we start losing people, once things like that, like, we don't need to wait for any of that to happen, because, like,
I agree.
And like, say for example, this past weekend in particular, like, I feel like there was, usually when you go to the game in the beginning, it's como que está calmado, but then this weekend it felt like everybody was pumped because of the win last week. Mm-hmm. So they wanted the same the same product from last week. And even my wife, like, she hasn't gone to a game since 2022 when she went to this one, and I was like, well, I mean, maybe you're like a charm, because and it's one of those that it's good to, especially someone new that comes to the stadium, to come see the team from the city win and not have a loss, yet you're having people chant and sing and, give it all in the stadium, in the stands. Los jugadores como que, whatever. They're throwing fits at each other and then getting mad at each other. Like, that's when there's a problem, and then someone needs to address that problem. The players are getting a little more closer to the fans. I saw them a little more, getting a little more closer to the south end. But last week, the previous game, they were hesitant. Mm-hmm. They were hesitant to acknowledge. There's always, like, say Stubert's always acknowledging the fans. He gets closer. Yeah. Ring does the same thing. Danny does the same thing. And this week, even the newer guys, they were, ya están más ahí. One thing that I liked is because of what we've done is some of the players actually started to point out how they made a mistake, and like, say Hikes, el defensa Hikes, Hanshike, how he said in the Instagram post, hey guys, we won, appreciate you guys in the defense, we're gonna work it out, but we want. Dude, that's the perfect thing that you want to see, like someone accountability. Like, hey, la cagamos. Yeah, we're gonna address it. We know we're gonna try to change it, but it's the fact that you won, and like, okay, like, but I wanted to see the same energy of having a player get in the live when we don't win. Yeah, like the same energy, same thing, but like, okay, right there after the game, sabes que aquí la cagué yo, it was my fault, whatever. At least, and some people are, and that's gonna give more like reasons why the fans, the supporters want to be more part of the team as well. And how do you guys think this, like, movement will be a positive impact for the Austin FC community?
I think it's what we kind of touched on, right? Like, giving that outlet, and letting everybody know that man, we're so new that we're gonna go through these emotions, right? Mm-hmm. Like, man, fast forward 10, 20 years from now, when we're on X number of coaches, you know, I think it's a good place for everybody to just express themselves, right? The movement was never about, like you said, either you're Wolff in, you're Wolff out. We don't, we stay over here, you guys stay over there. Oh man, I think it was just that, all the hard work, we sacrifice our time with our families, our work, our money, everything that, we could be doing something else, right? On the South End, everybody in the South End knows, man, you show up when the gates open, right? It's a lot of sacrifice on our end. And so when it's not going our way, I think it's okay to show that frustration. You see those types of movements in football everywhere around the world. And so why not here? Why not here in Austin? I truly think we got the best fans. A lot of people will have that argument, right? Those other couple of teams that they have their supporters and they show out. But, man, Q2 vibes are completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex?
Yeah, no, I don't see it as a negative. It's not like we're coming out with like pitchforks or anything like that, like we want them gone. Yeah, no, it's just an outlet, just to we want people to come and discuss with us, their opinions, it's really up for just a discussion and bringing people, together over something that we agree on, which a lot more people are jumping on, just because of the results. So yeah, it's not anything negative at all. We put so much into the team that I think we're allowed to voice, that we want better. So.
No, and I agree. Like, and one of those things you were saying, like, about like me putting so much into this, like, I'm not like trying to make it about me, but I know I'm a human, and I hear you all, I hear other people, and you carry that responsibility, whether it's Wolff Out, whether it's supporting the team in a positive way, but you do carry it, and it's in your mind, like, throughout your week. So it is a hard weight to carry, because we all love this team, and we love this community so much.
The last thing you want it to see is for it to crumble, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's that responsibility that we have to maintain that South End going and creating that heartbeat, and the team needs to have a responsibility to give us something back, right? And I know they keep saying money's tight or whatever, right? But just making those adjustments, and that having people say the right things is, like, really important. Like, waving from 100 feet away at least is a start of accountability, like showing something that these colors mean something to the players.
Yeah, or just wearing green,
Yeah.
We even so it would be different if people were talking, the players hear shit from everybody, but nobody shows up to the stadium. I mean, wait, stadium is 80% full at least every game. Yeah. The South End is going at it, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. No. So, I mean, they've stuck that out. And it's like, I mean, they have to understand, my friend Coque told me this. And it was like when we were, talking about, like, say, the Otra performance and everything, is like, you don't want to waste people's time. And it's same with the team. You don't want to waste someone's time. You don't want them to feel like they came and they saw a bad play. Like, say if you're going to a Broadway show, right? You spend $200 in the ticket. Y de repente, one of the actors forget their scripts, or one of the the actors doesn't remember the choreography of the dances. That doesn't look good on the play. Same goes here. It's like, okay, you're selling this product, but then you're not giving the fans what they deserve. I mean, say if nobody was involved and we were quiet and you don't see no movement, then you know what? Maybe, the team should go somewhere else. But, like, wait, I mean, Austin from the beginning to now, it's just been like going at it.
And it's not even asking for, like, perfection, right? Like, we don't demand perfection. It's a sport. It's soccer. It's going to happen. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some.
lose
But-
most probably.
Well, and,
It's hard to be a champion.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing is, man, is like when you look at the stats, right? We can dive into all that. You know, going back in 2022 when we started losing in Leagues Cup, right, to Mazatlan, to Juarez, the way we did, and that's where it just started really going downhill.
Yeah.
And that was like a year ago. Not
Not even a year ago. Yeah,
it's-
it's only- yeah.
Leagues
Oh,
Cup.
and
Yeah.
you can go back to Violet too, just like
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got Violet.
Yeah.
Planning that
US
shit
Open
out.
Cup in Chicago.
luego
When Chicago came
Chicago
over here,
came,
we lost
yeah.
2-0, right? So like, I get it, but it's and it's not perfection that we're after. It's that accountability, right? I feel like that's why Diego was loved so much in the city, right? Week in and week out, whether we won, whether we lost, he was always there. Local high school soccer games, greeting fans all the time. He was a man of the city. So I think if we had a little bit more of that, even during a losing streak, it just shows that we're in this together. And you know, there's brighter days are coming. But the way it's been going, it's like he said, right, guys with their heads down, not saying much. It's like, when is this going to end? So, yeah.
Luckily, you know, we got a little glimpse of, you know, light with 2 wins. Hope we get more of that brightness our way. Now we want to go into Austin FC. What do you guys think of the team's form at the moment after, you know, beating Dallas and beating San Jose? Pretty close games. And I always tell people, you know, I like teams que, okay, you don't have to play the best, pero pinche pero seguro, you know.
Yeah.
Si te meten dos, mételes tres.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about what happened in these past 2 games?
For me, like, I'm just happy that we beat Dallas. The 2 teams that I hate to lose against is Dallas and Houston, just because of the Texas rivalry.
Yeah.
So I was happy about that. And then this last game against San Jose, like, I think both games, like, definitely San Jose, we got lucky, I think. Like you said, Drusi looked up and took a shot.
Mm.
That's not our normal style of play.
Yeah.
He saved us. And I just think that I do love the momentum. I hope we can take it, you know, to play against St. Louis. But, you know, I think the next 2 games are going to be pretty tough. The 2 teams that we just played, you know, were probably not in the best shape, you know, 2 of the worst teams. So we definitely needed to win. Yeah, if we didn't win against 2 of the worst teams, then yeah, it would have been pretty bad vibes for sure. So
We're not having smiles right now.
no. So yeah, I just hope that we can take this momentum and you know, something good comes out of it. But it is going to be a test for sure.
Nah, I think this is a good crowd to talk about Copa Texas, right? What do y'all think of just in terms of Copa Texas? Because it is important to beat rivals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's this talk of like, oh, we don't give a shit about Copa Texas as well, right? And I'll let you all talk first. I'll go last.
So, what's the question again?
How do y'all feel about Copa Texas and like us actually inheriting it or whatever it is?
Wow.
Like, we didn't win it, obviously. Like, it just kind of stayed on our lap because the other stupid asses didn't win it.
I think Copa Texas. I think the background behind it is good, right? Like you said, you got to have that rivalry. I think it's cool to have that hardware. But again, back to the whole tactic, coaching style. Man, I think we come to play because the players feel it. They feel the pressure, right? Of that fans, and I think when we win these games, some puros huevos, like that's what the guys are putting in. You see it, you feel it, right? That's why we wanted that momentum going into San Jose as well, and we were kind of hoping for it as well. Like, we're not playing a Texas team now, so how are we gonna do? So, man, I feel like I might get mobbed for it, right? But I could care less for Copa Tejas.
Yeah.
I like what it brings out of our guys, but man, I care less for it.
Yeah.
For me, it's important. At least out of everything, at least try to keep that cup, you know? Yeah. And like I said, I just hate losing to, other Texas teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to kind of get into, right? Like, cause I'm like a big Clásico Regio Tigres fan, right? Like, and for so many years we were shit, like 29 years, no championship. So the bare minimum was like, you better fucking beat Rayados.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about these derbies, right? Like Copa Tejas could be, like something that is created to get everybody fighting. And it's still funny because Dallas and Houston keep saying they don't care about it. So it's kind of like them projecting because they can't have it. But it's like a little bit of banter because like we should be competing against the LAFCs, against, the bigger teams. So it is, I think, very important for us to like kick ass in Texas and just be that Texas team and keep like we have that culture to be the Texas team. Like we don't need to be competing with Houston and Dallas, but we need to get that time in and be that big team eventually, right? And just kick their ass every time we play them.
Exactly. Yeah. Makes it fun.
Yeah. Like the way I think about it is, like how we won it last year is como que way, like you can't even brag about it. Like so, I always say like, hey, the whoever ended the season like above, the last three, then with the other two, that should be the Copa Tejas winner. Because then you don't want to focus on just beating Houston and Dallas and shitting the rest of the season. Yeah. But I feel like whoever was in a better place at the end of the season, from the three, that should be the winner of the Copa Tejas. Right. Straightforward, but it always helps for banter. When you win it, you deserving, like when you deserve to win it, that's when it feels good. But whenever, like last year's como que people didn't even like want to win it. Like, wait,
back in the day, if you have siblings and your mom said, "Hey, time to come inside," and you're getting crushed, it's like last one to make the shot wins, right? Like, it's like it's kind of by default. So
it's like a ¿cómo se llama? Consolation trophy.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I remember one of the players posted something about it.
Drusi.
They got Drusi, right? Yeah.
That's when
like,
Drusi shit started.
Yeah.
Like, read the room.
He started with
we were losing in Colorado in halftime or something, and by then the game was over. So it was still like, oh fuck, we won Copa Tejas. We're losing the fucking game here. Worst season ever.
I
No,
know.
the one that made me laugh last year was when he said that we only see the 99% wrong. We only see one wrong, and I'm like, okay, let me keep the receipt. I don't keep receipt, but this one right here, I'm gonna keep it. And I'm gonna be like, hey, this one was part of the 99 or part of that one.
Yeah. We need him producing beautiful football, not.
Yeah, leave the talking to someone else.
I won't say names. Alex Ring.
Yeah, my boy, dude. Well, Danny.
From over here, Alex.
Not Wolff. So, what do you guys? We got 5 games that are coming. St. Louis at away, Houston away, Galaxy at home, Vancouver at home, and then we visit Dallas again in May 11th. Out of those 5 games, how many points are we going to get?
Oh, man.
That's tough.
Let me tell you, I got some notes here. Galaxy and Vancouver, they're tied for second in goals in favor in the league. Mm-hmm. That's hard. They score goals. And our defense has been, San Jose, right? San Jose was, I even wrote that down. They had 7 goals in favor coming into Q2, and they were able to put up 3. Like, that's crazy, right? So with these teams that score goals that we have coming up, that's going to be tough. Vancouver is a very well-disciplined team. I think I also saw that they were like one of the least fouls conceded teams. So they're very well coached, disciplined, and they strike. So that game, I don't know if we scraped those 3 points, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The Galaxy one, man, there's going to be a lot of emotions in that game.
Yeah.
Back to the whole Diego thing.
He's gonna score. I think. Yeah, I mean, he's hungry to score. So,
yeah, he hasn't scored yet.
Not yet. He got really
yet.
close that last game,
he
but
hasn't scored. So he's looking
he's hungry.
in that
Yeah.
drought for sure.
Yeah.
And so, man, you said what, 5 games? We got to beat Houston. Houston, we got to beat Dallas.
And Dallas.
Right?
Yeah. They're both away.
St. Louis, I would like to say we come out on top. What is it? We were close. Game 1, we didn't have Driussi.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple players that we didn't have that game, actually, that we'll have this time around. So I do expect 3 points out of that one. So I would say, man, sounds optimistic, but 9 points out of it, out of that stretch.
9 points, 15. Good rate. Good rate.
Yeah.
now I'm gonna go the opposite way.
She's like, nada, vale madre.
Yeah, no, I just think it's tough.
Yeah.
I hope we build off of the momentum from these 2 wins, but yeah, it's a different level of intensity for these next few games.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if we're about it. Hopefully Driussi is still in Driussi shape. He brings it.
In dressy shape.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I hope, being optimistic, I hope we do have a win against St. Louis, but I think it's going to be a tie. And then Houston, I think another tie too. I just really hate losing to them. So yeah, I'm just focused on those next 2 games, and then we'll see from there how we do against.
Te tienes que comprometer. Galaxy.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be Galaxy 2, Austin 1.
That's
What?
Galaxy at home, right?
Galaxy at home, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Afternoon game, remember, game is at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, crudos y todo, pero llegamos.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rigo?
I answered these last week. Throw me names. What is it?
St. Louis away. Houston
we
away.
should pick up a point and beat Houston. That's 4.
Galaxy and Vancouver home.
Oh shit! I don't think we'll beat Vancouver, but I don't think they'll let Diego score this time. They gotta step it up. I mean, I think we're playing good at somewhat decent at home, or just showing some heart at home. So we just gotta we gotta do our job, and they gotta do their job on the field. But I think we'll tie or win.
And Dallas away.
Dallas away, we gotta win, but it's gonna be. That's May. It's a lot of games, kind of quick for now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the season's
They'll have their players back.
Yeah.
You know, the guys that didn't come here.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Picked up
tough
that
one.
win, but they had
It'll be
a
a
lot
tough-
of starters
yeah.
off.
Yeah. Let's say a tie.
A tie. So no, we only lose 1 game,
Vancouver.
which is Vancouver, and we tie
St. Louis.
St. Louis, beat Houston.
We have a hard time playing away, so
We do.
it'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Don't even want to remember the Orlando game.
Yeah.
Seattle was interesting because you could see how they were blocking all this shit, but still it's you didn't even take
Seattle,
a shot.
was it
you
the
know?
Seattle game when Stuver had 12 saves
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that in one game?
hay
That's-
portero.
Yeah.
Hay portero.
Shout out Stuver.
Yeah.
Con Roja, que no se le contó, pero hay portero.
Sí, sí.
Yeah. And the players just backed off.
They were like, nobody said nothing.
We don't even talk about it here.
Yeah, they all just walked away. Just
Yeah.
don't say nothing, keep walking.
Yeah. It was normal.
Yeah, okay, se cayó. It's
Yeah.
inertia. Kind of like that, ¿cómo se llama? The one game that we had in at the soccer zone. Or
Was it Yamintol?
Yamintol.
I was just telling him
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Cuando tiraron la ella y ya me
Heard.
mataba al otro vato yo.
I heard you got kicked out and everything.
Ah, yeah, bro.
That was so funny.
Todo por Alex.
I'm looking up and I'm like, where's Richie?
Y yo con el árbitro, chica tu madre, güey. And he first gave me a yellow card and he's like, And then like they kicked me out, and I still kept talking shit. And then they were like, "All right, you're actually out of the not the facility, but like the pitch part." I'm like,
Pitch, yeah.
"Yeah."
He's got my back.
Como que siempre hay un loco en ese torneo.
Siempre hay uno.
It's a charity event, sir.
I appreciate that, Richie. Though. You had my back.
Hey, ya te la lleno. So I think for me, we're gonna tie St. Louis. We need to tie St. Louis.
Wait, so Rigo, what was it? 5 points, 7 points?
Tie. So it was 1 loss. St. Louis tie. I
6,
say Galaxy tie maybe.
8,
And then probably 6. Yeah,
6.
a win and 3 ties maybe.
Win and 3 ties. Okay.
6, 8.
6, 8,
It's a
8.
range.
¿Y yo qué? ¿Cuánto era?
No, pues tú.
0-9.
0.
0.
2 empates. Out of 9, 2.
Yeah, I had to bring it all the way down.
hey, it's all good to keep us in check sometimes. That's the point. I think we need to tie St. Louis. We need to beat Houston. Like that game has to be like you got to win Houston, because if you win Houston, you come with confidence against Galaxy.
Yeah, that
Now,
one's important.
Diego, I love you, but that game right there, when the whistle blows, like you said, when I interview you, you got to go hard. So I think if Austin really means what they say, like this is the game where they make a statement. Okay, we're moving on, and this is what we're gonna do for the people.
Yeah,
this is where we made this movement, and we know that okay, we fucked up in the past, but now we're fixing it. We're fixing everything, and we want to give you guys a better product. This is where it's at. It's an emotional game. I want Austin to win, aunque sea 5-4, 6-5, 7-6, 8-9, 9-8, whatever. But you gotta win that game, because if you lose, man, I feel like that is gonna bring the morale down against Vancouver and against Dallas, because those 2 teams are tough, and Dallas is gonna have their players, like back from the injury list or red cards. So I would say out of 15, I'm going to take 7. 7 out of 15. And depending on what happens in those 3 games, then this is going to transpire with what happens with Vancouver and Dallas. But I say for right now, I say, like, making a statement, like, you really mean what you say? Like, you got to beat Vancouver. You got to beat the best, like LAFC last year.
It's going to be the tough one, man.
But it's going to be a tough one.
For
And
sure.
Dallas, I feel like we're going to lose over there. As much as I hate it, I feel like, they figured us out already. They figured what, they always have something that, like a little bit of an edge above us sometimes. So I feel like they got us figured out right now. So it's a time to to be creative, to think, okay, how are we going to end up beating them at their house?
Yeah.
But it'll be nice to take the
I
win.
think O'Brien gives us a different edge, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Keeps
That
them
kid-
busy.
Man, the
He's
kid,
fast.
kid shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shoots.
I know.
He shoots, right?
He crosses.
The
all.
goal that got called offsides, right? That was a rocket into the net. This last one that he scored that counted, same thing.
Finally, yeah. Pobre.
Man, it's
Lleva dos.
Yeah, those. He celebrates every time. Then he's like,
He's with his, like,
but
he's
it's
like,
just his will to put it in the net, man.
That's
Yeah.
what you want.
It's,
Yeah.
It's coming to the inside at an angled shot, having a hit, man. Take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it gives us a different edge against Dallas over there.
more shots on goal. Yes.
That's all we need. Shots. No, I do want to, before we leave, we actually the last question, we pretty much already covered it. So more so just, what do you guys think of Rigoni?
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say me.
So, what do I think about Rigo?
Rigo's like,
I heard
he got
Rigo.
red.
He's
woke
like,
up.
He's like, I didn't know this was gonna be part of everything.
I'm
Oh
just
man.
kidding. I said I wasn't gonna make it about me.
Nah, man.
We try not to. We actually have done pretty good.
I think Rigoni, man, is one of those. Man, the club's made a lot of mistakes, right,
Yeah.
with these signings. I hate to say it. I think he's definitely one of them. And it's him not playing these last couple games. Or I don't know. Maybe fires him up a little bit. Doesn't get, he doesn't have to feel that entitlement of, I got to play. They're paying me, so I'm going to play anyway.
The DP.
Yeah. So maybe it fires it up, but it's a little hard to believe, man. He hasn't shown anything since day one. So I'm all for it to keep him on the bench until he shows otherwise.
I think we said last podcast the best thing he did was just play forward or something, like not even
Striker.
his position.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was like Wolfito,
Yeah.
Yeah,
take Wolfito out of the middle, put him in the wing, and take Rigoni out of the wing and put him in the striker.
Yeah.
Another stuff for Rubio.
Well, and also shout out to Johan. Got to see him a couple days ago.
But Johan Valencia.
Valencia.
Oh, you worked out with him, right?
Yeah.
Was he like your what you call it? You were benching and he got you or spotting you?
That's why he's sore. He was trying to show up.
Yeah.
No, and so, let's get
I worked out with Valencia.
let's get Valencia in there, man. It's gonna be a little harder now because like I said, I do think that we found a position in Owen. The last couple games, he's been dissecting over there on the right side, doing really well. So you can't stop that type of production. So if he's producing, he stays in, and I think that's got to be the mindset moving forward, right? Next man up mentality, right? But yeah, what are you going to need for now? For me, I think he's got to stay put on the bench. A la banca.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's been working without him, so continue that.
Especially now that you only have one tournament, you're playing just once a week. Like, play those guys as much as you need to, and then as long as I've always not been a fan of all those. I call them hockey subs, where it's like the whole fucking bench is coming in, and it's like, oh fuck.
I love doing this in FIFA, bro.
Get to play in Leagues Cup or what?
Huh?
So does Rigoni?
Oh yeah, it doesn't. Leagues Cup is coming in.
Leagues Cup, yeah. So it'll be a summer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be a tough one, though.
Tigres Monterrey.
Monterrey.
Wait, no, Pumas and Monterrey.
Sí,
Pumas,
Tigres.
Monterrey.
Tigres. ¿Quién es ese equipo?
But we don't talk about them today.
Pregúntale.
They're on timeout. That shit's fucking. I just told people Columbus is just fucking me over for stealing their fucking team.
Yeah.
They would say that shit, dude.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Dude, americanista, andamos bien, volando alto y hace frío.
10-0, güey.
No, güey, 8-2.
Okay. Es lo mismo.
Yep.
I saw New
Poquito
England
mucho.
put Lima.
Lima.
Like, shout out Nick Lima.
He went to the Azteca and
They
played.
put him in the final result or whatever, and it was Nick Lima. That's the cover. I was like, eesh. All players to pick.
And then with a picture with Austin F. shirt. Rigoni, I think right now what we got going on, just keep him in the bench. He looks frustrated, but I think it's also like more of, okay, when you come in, what are you actually gonna do? You're gonna try to score. You're gonna try to shoot, cross. You gotta make a decision, especially Rubio in the game against the game that we tied against St. Louis. Rubio actually said something that makes sense. It's like, hey, like one of the last plays of the game, Rigoni had it on the left side, and then instead of making it across because he was open, he said, we needed to make a cross and we didn't. And then we just passed it back. Those are the chances we can't take. Like, métela al centro y que el delantero tenga que estar ahí. If that's your style of play. So I hope he's getting to understand a little more of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do now, and also a little bit of disobeying Wolff and what he wants to do. A mix of that, I think, hopefully that helps him and fires him up to win. His last chance should be before the summer, so why not? Salirte bien. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. Other than that, I want to say thank you guys for coming. I greatly appreciate you guys coming and having a good conversation about what you guys thought and also about the sport. Rigo, any last thoughts?
No, I think this is a cool talk. I think at the end of the day, we're all kind of on the same boat, right? Like on the Verde boat. So it's all about putting talking face to face and all carrying this community together. So it's pretty cool to be able to do that here with y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
And how can they follow you guys in social media if you guys want to get followers on social media?
No,
You don't have to.
Yeah, no. Instagram, Frausto89. Twitter, little backstory there. Free Isma.
Free
This
Isma.
is a new one. The old Twitter got, blocked for other reasons we won't speak about.
You're on Twitter jail.
We get into trouble. It's okay to get into
Free
trouble.
Isma, 89.
Yeah.
Free Isma 89.
I mean, I'm wearing the shirt that got me in trouble, so.
Who made that shit?
I know. Who's that guy?
Yeah, my Instagram is Alex Castle Does. So follow
Alex
me
Castle
there.
does.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit. So
Like always. But in a
Yeah.
good way. I saw. Bueno, Raza. Continue to, show us some support. Keep that, South End full. Show however you want to express, whether you're quiet, you're loud, express it, but keep showing up. Y no se bajen del barco. Se cuiden bien, se cuidan, se portan bien y arriba la América.
Put the music. Pon la cumbia.
Make sure you edit that part out.